what I want to share with you briefly this morning is an experience I had. When I woke up, I noticed I had an ingrown hair that I needed to tweeze. And it was reminding me of the many insecurities and that I've had throughout my life of unwanted facial hair or arm hair, and even other areas in my life that things I've felt insecure about myself that I haven't really seen as positive things, and my identity has been caught up in them through, in growing up years. But after having my conversion, God started leading me to be purified of this, of finding my identity and security solely in Christ and in God and how He sees me. And in fact, one of my favorite mottos has been, God is my only audience. And so one of the analogies He's also given me is to recognize that everything that is hardest for me, that I don't like about myself or that I'm ashamed of, wounds of my heart, or even physical sufferings, that these are the areas where God's grace will flow most through me. Because if we think of Christ, He was crucified, and then after rising from the dead, where do the graces flow from Jesus? But from His wounds, His glorified wounds. This is where graces flow, and in a special way, they flow through His heart, because this is where His greatest suffering was, to His sacred heart, and His love not being loved and received. And so the same with us. What are the areas in our hearts and our lives that we most struggle with? And if we can even imagine, even now while living on earth, that graces flow from these areas to other people as we are uniting them with Christ and opening ourselves to His redeeming graces. And I know that men may not have as difficult a time with things like facial hair or other things of vanity that women may have, but no doubt you have your own areas where insecurities may stir, whether it's having a bald head or, for all of us getting older, getting gray hair or getting wrinkles. But if we can see all these things as opportunities for growing in the spiritual life, of growing closer to God, of growing in wisdom, because we are called to be vessels of God's presence and grace in this world. And if we can really unite with Him, God knows everything about us, and He wants to pour out graces upon us and use us as His instruments in this life. So may we all have this grace to really be in touch with things that are hard for us, and rather than pushing them down and saying, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, let us be real about those areas of struggle. Again, like I said, whether it's of vanity things or whether it's even suffering from cancer or other physical ailments or other mental or emotional sufferings. But let us unite them with Christ and invite Him in and allow His graces to flow through those areas within us even now, and all the more when we get to heaven, how glorified those areas will be. God bless you.